Right, here we are back on the Shetland blackhawk. Been a busy summer, unfortunately, had work commitments, but back on there. So this is where we left off. We got all the transom in last up. I did happen to mix up some peanut butter, if you want to call it that. It's like a filler. There's another name for it, I can't never remember it, begins with a C. Anyway, I'm sure you'll tell me, but mixed it up. I filled that up there so all the top of the plywood is covered, and I can, if I want, glass over the top of it, just get a bit more strength and for the top, so no water can catch in there or jagged edges. And I got the scraper and I troweled that surface as well, so it's completely sealed. Obviously I'm going to cover it with glass as well. But what I'm going to do is get the engine well, splash well put in here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some plywood in here and then angle it round and then come around there with it and back around there. But I want to try and incorporate some seats in the back as well. So I've got a scrap bit of ply, probably about 9mm ply, and roughly drew around it for a template, and I'm going to glass that in. Obviously I'm going to extend another bit of ply down to the floor there, but it's too long, so I can put it on there, a bit of ply, and I can scribe around it. So anyway, I cut that one out and I'm going to put it onto another bit of wood, extend it down, and then I'm going to fiberglass that side in. Then I'm going to do the same with the other side, which is a little bit different, but once I've scribed that onto a decent bit of ply, I'm going to cut this one around then, and then I'll make the second one up. So I'll go to the saw bench, get the jigsaw out, and then mark this round. I'm going to measure it as well, the extra bit at the bottom, so I can get full length, and I'll come back to you in a minute. Right, over at my little saw bench, well, workshop table I made. These are my weapons of choice for today. I've got a cordless skill saw, 5.5-inch skill saw. Got a nice little jigsaw, 110, and I've got a little 240 grinder, which is quite handy. It's got the, I think it's 40 grit or 80 grit scurfy disc on there, but it's really nice. Rather than planing it or sand it, it's a lot faster, and if you want to take some of the edges off the wood, it's the go-to tool. So anyway, I'm set up here, so I'm going to just cut this out and I'll come back to you in a minute. Right, I've now cut the two sides in. Obviously you've got small little gaps around there, but I'm going to fill that with colloidal silica. That's what they call it, another name for peanut butter. So it's like a white talcum powder you mix in with the resin hardener and just sticks it up. It's a little bit like the bridging compound you get from motor accessory shops for fiberglass bonding and like filling holes. But basically that's ready to be stuck in. So I'm going to mix up some silica, and I've done that side as well. So I'm going to mix them up now, fill that around the back of it. Also I like to get like a thin, like a bit of card or something, and put like a curve in it rather than a 90 degrees bend, because fiberglass you always get air bubbles in there. It doesn't like going around sharp corners. So with the silica I'm going to lay it in there thick, and I'm going to get a bit of cardboard and put a nice curve in it, and that way then it will flow nice around the corner when I tab it in with fiberglass. So I'm going to stick that first, and the other side, fill it, run a nice like curve on the back side of that, and I'm going to finish that flush with it, and I'll just take the matting right across the transom from the splash well. So when that's gone off, or while it's going off, I'll start cutting some more wood then to start bringing the, where have we gone? Around this way. I'll come around this way now. This splash well. So I'm going to come out there and then round this side and then angle back in there. And that also is going to be part of the seat. So once I get that splash well in to size, to shape, I can start laminating it, sticking it, and forming the seat. So I'll come back to you in a minute. Right, there's the silica. So it's a bit like that expanding foam you get in the wall insulation. So I had the hardener in, and then you just put the silica in, and you just keep adding until it thickens up to whatever consistency you want. So I'm trying to do this one hand as usual, not prepared, but you can see now it's thickening up. You might find I'm talking funny because I've got a mask on, because this stuff is not very good if it gets in your lungs. So it's beginning to thicken up a little bit. So one more, I think that should do it. So basically you want it like a paste, like a wall filler. Whew. Snowing. Right, I think we're fine, that's it. Yep, it's all nice and fluffy now. So I'm going to need 2 hands, but that's nice now. And I'm going to show the name on there. It's the colloidal silica filler. Right, so I'm going to mix this up and I'm going to apply this and stick that wood in. I'll come back to you then.